and you're adulting with Amy and Lonnie.
Welcome to today's podcast. We're going to go through on how to get politically involved. So why don't we just get started? There's a lot to go through.
There is a lot to go through, and I want to back up just for a half a heartbeat to the last podcast where we were talking about dealing with political stress. And if this is not for you, if getting politically involved is not going to help with that, move along. Nothing to see here, folks. This really is geared more towards if you want to be politically involved. So I found wonderful information from a man named Don Emerson, and he wrote about becoming politically involved. The answer to the question is the same as it has always been. People must find the time to participate on the local level. This means making your voice heard in the local elections, committee functions, state caucuses, and so on. It means voting in every election. It means trying to influence everyone else in your life to participate as well. Caveat, consent. We are among the elite group of nations who allow their citizens to choose their government and gives their citizens the right to influence what their chosen government does while in power. We have the right to make changes if we're not satisfied with the direction that our government has taken. And that all sounds really good. He goes on to write, the problem in the U.S. is that almost 45% or more, I didn't verify the date of that figure, of our electorate do not exercise this right. Almost half of us don't vote or participate in any other capacity in our government's functioning.
And, you know, I was kind of one of those people for a while because I was frustrated with what was out there and I didn't feel like I really had a choice. And the whole thing about today's podcast is if you are frustrated, you have an opportunity, if you want, to try and get involved. And this is what we're trying to share with you, is that there's a lot of tools to deal with that frustration, and this is just one of those tools that can help you.
Don Emerson did go on to write, the thinking among those who don't participate outside of, it's literally too stressful to do so. That thinking seems to be, quote, when the system comes up with a candidate that I can identify with, then I'll support it and participate, but as long as we all have the lesser evil dilemma, I will not be participating. The fallacy here is misunderstanding that somehow candidates of high moral character are going to just materialize without input from the fighting 45% of us who typically don't vote. And it just won't work that way. If we want a better government, we have to make it so.
That's why voting, that's what I've learned. That is why voting is really important. Doesn't mean that what I have voted for is always going to win, but it is based on what the majority wants. And if you're not voting, then you don't have a chance to become the majority.
I am an emotional voter. Because politics distresses me so much, nearly clinically, I distance myself from campaign ads, from the bombardment on the news, those types of things. But I do vote. I do vote on the issues that mean a lot to me, where I want to make sure my voice is heard. I'm aware that our government machine is not always perfect, but if I don't make the effort, I don't have room to squawk. So.
I was just going to add on to what you just said. You know, anything that is run by humans is not going to be perfect because none of us are perfect. However, we do have the opportunity to learn and grow and pivot and change. And so we want to remind you to listen to your instincts.
Please.
Yeah. Don't become involved in anything that drains your time, your energy, or your spirit. that is not productive for the government, and it's not productive for your health. Do not donate or spend funds that damage your budget. If you can't afford something, don't give your hard-earned money to it. There will come a time when you will be able to later down the road, but you have to be honest with your financial resources, because you have to have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, and food in your belly. Those are important things to have.
Yeah.
Do not be manipulated. Some of these politicians are pretty good, and don't let them manipulate you by their enthusiasm. Don't let them pressure you into doing something that you're not comfortable with doing. Remember the pause. The pause is always more powerful than anything else. And if somebody is pressuring you, say, I just need time to think about this. I'll get back to you.
Yeah.
And,
if that politician was sitting in your living room and it was just you and them, and they start, well, come on, you're voting for me, aren't you? Aren't you voting for me, Lonnie? Come on, you want to vote for me. I'm the one running for school council. We've been friends for so long. Come on. Whether or not she trusts me on city council, that pressure feels caca. So listen to yourself. Listen to your guts. Yes. We have guts for a reason. Call it your instinct. Call it your conscience. Intuition. Call it your intuition. Yeah. Call it discernment.
Wisdom.
Listen to it. Yeah. Listen to it. Okay, so enough of the don'ts.
So, if you are enjoying what we are presenting to you so far, if you would like, comment, and subscribe, it'll help our channel, and then we can continue to bring you more content. And if you have anything that you would like us to cover, please put it in the comment section, send us an email. We would be thoroughly excited to go over whatever you're interested in.
Yeah. So try and throw us for a loop even. That could be a fun thing. It's like, oh my goodness, I know nothing about this topic. Let's dive in.
That would be fun. Yeah.
Okay.
So, don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe. It helps.
Please.
Thank you.
So determining the level of involvement that appeals to you is going to be the first thing you need to do. And the easiest way to do that is understand your own motive for being involved. Why do you want to be politically involved? Do you want to affect change? Do you want to simply exercise your rights as a citizen? And in America, we can say simply exercise that right. Do you want to be a voice about something you're passionate about? A single issue? As I told you, I'm an emotional voter. When my children were younger, I was pretty involved in the educational politics, whatever measures those were coming up, how if they were going to affect our school district. At one point, I had 2 little boys in a wagon, and I went door to door with flyers because they were going to take some arts money away. And, that's okay too. If it's just a single issue, then you do that. Is it to be part of something with like-minded people? There's so many specific groups. Is it the Save the Whales? Is it No Nukes? Is it pro something? Is it anti something? Maybe you just want to be involved with somebody who has that same, a group of people with that same like-mindedness within a governmental voice. Is it a combination?
Well, and I think I may have shared with you that recently tried to get a medication that they wouldn't let me have because they deemed that it wasn't necessary. Now, the insurance company, have they been to medical school? Do they have a medical degree? So why is the insurance company, now they have medical consultants, but why is an insurance company overstepping what the doctors are telling you? When the doctor has all your blood work, he's been working with you. He's the one with the knowledge, direct hands-on knowledge of what you need. Why is the insurance company? And I'm very frustrated about this, and I'm trying to figure out how I want to get involved and how much I want to get involved. So I'm going through all these steps personally, trying to figure this out. So I'll keep you posted as I go along. We'll see where it ends up. it's a challenge. There's hot button issues out there for everybody. And it's trying to figure out what you want to do about it and how, like we shared, how involved you want to get into it.
So as you're walking through these steps, what's one of the first things you're going to be doing?
Develop an understanding of how the politics work. You know, the county clerk, how can they help? Is that where I would start? They would have classes on local civic and government, so you could have a better understanding. You could check the internet, but we are coming up with a podcast that's going to talk about credibility of the internet, because there's a lot of information out there on the internet. I mean, it's just crazy, and there is so much information that is false.
Yeah.
So determining and understanding how to identify the truth, fact checker, there's different things that are out there.
And safety, your personal safety, financial safety on that.
Exactly.
That's coming up. Yeah.
So when you're on the websites, if you look for a site that starts with the HTTPS, and what does that mean, Amy?
Hypertext transfer protocol secure. You want that S on the end. Secure. Yes. HTTPS, hypertext transfer protocol secure.
Can you believe she knows that?
I don't know why I know that. But secure. That's secure. We want to keep you safe and credible.
Right.
And
the ending, if you're looking for government sites, it'll either be .gov or .org, .gov or .org.
Possibly even .edu, which are educational sources.
Exactly.
As you're researching your politics.
So try to verify where the information is coming from. There should be some sort of a reference source. They should have an area, if they're stating quotes, documents, results, they should have where the reference material is coming from. Check with your local advocates group, you know, whether they're pro or con related. It's, you know, those are just places to start.
Good springboards, little locals.
Yeah.
So the city level of government, know who your city officials are and what they stand for, how to contact them. Again, the county clerk's office will be your springboard for this, for your local information. Typically at the city level, we have a mayor and a council that's overseen by a city manager as far as the hierarchy goes. And you can get involved in city council meetings, school board meetings, different networking. There's lots of business networking organizations all over.
Business development for your local city businesses. Chamber of Commerce.
Exactly. Write letters. Write to the newspaper. Write to your council representatives. That's you know, something you can do from the privacy of your own home without having to interact with other people or without having to worry about a situation that might be stressful. Canvassing, like I mentioned that I did with, you know, the flyers or collecting signatures. You know, sometimes those people who are hovering outside of the market, do you have a minute to vote? How about your signature? You know, sometimes I do. What are they promoting? Maybe you want to help collect those signatures. That's another simple thing to do. Phone calls. Yeah, to help solicit votes or to promote issues, to promote information. I saw recently in one of our local papers that one of the campaigns was looking for people to help me on the phones.
I did that for the Heart Association when I was younger.
Oh, did you?
I did, yeah.
Volunteer at the voting polls. I have a girlfriend who has been doing that for decades. I can't imagine. I think that would be a fun thing to do, but I I would be leery to do that too. That's a lot of strangers coming in and out, but they do need help.
You meet your community that way.
When I was in Girl Scouts, and later when I became a leader for Girl Scouts, we offered a little babysitting room, and the kids could come in for little snacks and play. So mom and dad or babysitter, we even babysat for babysitter at one point, so she could come in and vote. Volunteer at a campaign headquarters. Mailers. They need help with mailers. They need help with organizing. My mom, I think I shared this before. My mom had some of my kids over the summer more than once, and they took treats. They baked and took treats. And of course, maybe now we don't want homemade treats, but take in some bottled water or something. You want to talk about the county level?
Well, sure. You've got your board of supervisors that oversees the county administrator, who oversees multiple agencies like the emergency services, your fiscal services, your community services. The county government center can provide you with details of meetings, volunteer opportunities, ways. They might even suggest ways to get involved. They've got campaign opportunities that are available, issues that they're working on that you could get involved with if they need help with that. I think we have a handout, don't we?
Not for the county level.
Oh, okay.
Not for the county level. But again, you can go to your county clerk,
right?
And they're going to be able to give you, complete rundown, including the names. But we do talk about how to find that coming up here.
And they probably got a little brochure or a handout that they would give you that would help guide you along. At the state level, we have a handout here for you. You can it'll be down in the description box below. I worked for the state for over 20 years. And it's complicated.
It is. This is why when we put this material together, when we got to the state level, what we have literally written to say to you is, check the handout.
Exactly.
And we did the same thing for the federal level. This is, I'm sure you can't see it from there. We have included that for you as well. And it expresses everything. What are the different branches of government? Which agencies fall under which branch of government?
And whatever state that you're in, you can just pull up your state government and organizational chart, and that will give you the layout and who's responsible for what. And government is complicated. It's very involved. They're big agencies, big organizations. So it helps to have some sort of a guide to take a look at and determine where it is that you want to go, what it is you're looking to accomplish and do, and be able to have a starting point to have people answer questions to guide you along to get to the right branch, the right office, the right individuals.
Yes, exactly. Do you want a speed bump on that road? Do you want a stop sign on that road? Well, where do we start? Where's the starting point for that? Well, I know it's not going to be Fish and Game, right? So, additionally, we've provided, again, down below, it looks like this. Little, it's not messy, but I know it's very small for you to see.
Another handout.
This is a list of general information, and I'm going to put my glasses on so I can see it. Apparently, the police are coming for me to put on my glasses. How to contact, these are general resources now, how to contact President Joe Biden, online or call the White House. Phone numbers provided. Your senators, there's a website. We've provided you with those links on how to find the senators, representatives, your governor, legislators, mayors, county executives. And then there's also find city, county, and town officials. And then we've also included for you the main contacts of each registered political party. Now there are more political parties than just these, but these are registered.
Right.
So the American Independent Party, these are in alphabetical order. the Democratic Party, the Green Party, the Libertarian Party, the Peace and Freedom Party, and the Republican Party. If you identify with a different political party or you want to know more about that, you're on your own for that particular research.
If you want to get involved, they'll be able to help you figure out what they need, if your skills will be able to match openings that they have.
Exactly. And if you already know of perhaps a not registered party, I'm going to make one up, the Peace, Love, and Puppy Chow Party. You've got your full list of contacts, your mayor, you know, is there a Peace, Love, and Puppy Chow Party chapter near me? We've given you that. Okay, we covered a whole bunch.
We did.
We covered a whole bunch.
Well, this is where we're going to end this podcast. We went through a lot you're going to have to figure out on your own, because this is a very personal journey. Personal experiences, personal issues, so you have to figure it out.
There was a time when there were topics we did not discuss in our culture. We didn't talk about money, we didn't talk about intimate issues, and we didn't talk about our politics. And we want to acknowledge how private that still is, you know, especially as divisive as things have become. You know, we want to support you in that journey, whatever that might look like. So if you do need a little more support or backup for some reason with the stress of the politics at all, reach out to us. And if we might be able to help guide you in a certain direction with your politics, we'd be glad to do that as well. In the meantime,
remember to keep it positive. Your involvement should be a positive experience and should create an atmosphere of moving towards something good. You don't want to be involved in something that's going to be negative or harmful or destructive. So we're going to leave it at that and have a fabulous week.
Be well.
Bye.